Vault progress. Alright, what do we get? Another Awaken the Erstwhile, which is not playable, but we did get a Biogenic Ooze, which is quite good. I don't think Font of Agonies is playable right now in the sealed. Oh, we got the win condition. This is the first time we've opened that. Oh, we win. Okay, good. Nice. And Priest of the Forgotten Gods. Okay, cool. Open our vault. Great. Let's hope we can build a white-black deck that doesn't suck. I think that's fine. Don't see it very much, but I think it's okay. The Messenger, the Ministrant's great. The Messenger's fine. I don't think Knight of Sorrows is very playable. It's not a lot of white cards there. I mean, we could splash it, though. It's splashable. Let's keep going through. I guess I should, before I put them all down, I always end up removing them all when I do that. Let's just look at the good cards. Blue, Essence Capture was fine. Not great. It was a little bit tricky finding double blue for it, but it was fine. I think the Sage Rose Savants are good. That's playable. That's okay. Maybe even good. I don't know what this card does. Eyes Everywhere. 3 mana. I haven't seen this yet. At the beginning of your upkeep, scry 1. Seems like a nice effect. 6. Exchange control of Eyes Everywhere and target non-land permanent. Activate. What? What is exchange? Oh, I steal one of theirs and I give them this? Okay. Weird. Senate Courier. Mediocre. Font of Agonies. Don't think it does anything right now. I like the Enforcer quite a lot. Plague White's decent too. This card's okay if we can get enough Afterlife or token effects. Like, for example, our big token summoner. There's 1 Demise. I like the Mangler. I think having a flash 2 power creature or a flash 4 power creature that flies is very powerful. I like Dead Rebels. It's a good value card. This card will win games eventually, although you have to have enough supporting stuff that you don't get overrun by paying a card for 1 life per turn. But it is a surprising amount of life gain, and it's an inevitability card. Red, we got a Skewer the Critics, which is nice. Daggercaster, I like. This card's going down in as I play it more. It's just hard to get it to. 5/2 is fine, and a 5/2 for 3 or 3 is fine, but it's just never that exciting. Maybe if you have a very focused Rakdos deck with aggro, you could do it. This card's okay. I haven't played this card yet. 6 mana instant, 4 damage target creature. That seems very strong. There's 2 of those. 2 damage to each other creature that player controls if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. It seems very good. Sony Strength I like. Wayfinder's alright. I like the Volley quite a bit. There's a shit ton of flyers in this format. Creeper's fine. The Ooze is excellent. Wrecking Beast is fine. This thing was okay. Binding's good. Senate Griffin's decent. I like Sphinx's Insight. I like the Oligarch a lot. Grasping Thrall is fine. It's an Orzhov Locket. Absolution just wins the game. We'll just put that in there. We don't care what else we're playing. I haven't liked Knight of the Last Breath. Goblin's decent. Don't see him a lot, though. I don't like the Runner. We have a Frilled Mystic, but it's basically... Our multicolored cards are a Sphinx and black-white cards. We have 2 Guild Gates here. What other color do we want to play? I like the Oligarchs, and the Thralls are fine. Maybe we'll end up splashing blue. Get a Griffin in there, get the Binding, get the Insight. Deck looks... This core already looks twice as good as the last deck we played. Doesn't even have removal in it yet, and it's still twice as good. Means we're not playing Ooze, and I think Ooze is a win condition, so it's a bit awkward. The rest of our green was only okay. What would it be like if we were playing green? The Volley, the Creeper, the Ooze. Maybe one of these. This card was good. Not great, but okay. Kind of wanted to play that card as well. Skewer the Critics is great. I don't mind the Recluses. Some big creatures. Fairly good price. But we're pretty far away from white-black playing red-green. I don't love this card. I much prefer this card to it. 1/2 Death Touch that gives me a 1/1 flyer when it dies, as opposed to a 2/2 Death Touch for 3. Don't think, I mean, this is an optional thing, right? I mean, the problem is, again, it doesn't do anything in of itself. But maybe. Ugh. Maybe we'll play 1. How Simic am I? No way near Simic. We really would like a core of white or black so we can play this card without having to double splash. The card just wins games every time it comes down. Like, it just ends the game. So I think the Ooze is close. If it's on the board for like 2 turns, it ends the game, but this card just ends the game. Essence Capture's playable. I mean, what's our white? Our white was really weak, right? No, it just wasn't very much of it. The white was actually decent. There's not a lot of it. Dude, is this enough Afterlife that we could play like a full Afterlife deck and get like the cool shit? The Knight of the Tall Hat over here. I don't think we're playing green-red, chat. I like the flying removal card. I like the Ooze. We've drafted Ooze a couple times and not played him yet. I like Skewer the Critics. I mean, I could splash red still with this deck, just for the 3 removal spells. We have any red splash cards? Yeah, we got some. We have 3 Rakdos Guildgates. Could splash red for this. I mean, that card seems fucking apeshit. The do we have any? Well, I mean, do we have any 4-power creatures? I guess because this card gets a lot better with 4-power creature. 6 mana, 4 damage isn't that good. We've got Knight of the Tall Hat, Sphinx of the Guild Pact. Oh, right, and we've got an Emblem effect that makes all of our 3 guys have 4 power. Yeah, I don't like a 7 mana 4/4 with an ability that's 3 mana, sacrifice one of my own creatures to get a 1/1 flyer. I also have not played this card yet, but I'm looking at the sacrifice stuff comes in useful when you have a shit ton of Afterlife cards. And we have double Oligarch, the Enforcer, the Ministrant. If we want to, we can run that horrible Debtor's Transport. We've got double Knight of Sorrow if we want it. So we have a lot of Afterlife cards. The Messenger, etc. I'm not sure we're going that route, but I'm still entertaining the idea of it. I mean, what is the blue splash getting us right now? A draw card. And a removal card for blue. Is it better to just go Azorius, to go with the red? Black, white, red? I think those are really our 2 options. All right, are there any other cards we would play? Maybe a Daggercaster. Maybe these Recluses. We can play them as a splash if we have enough red sources, and they're a pretty efficient card. 6/5 for 5. No black, red, multicolors. All right, chat. Need a quick break, and then we're gonna decide if we're playing black, white, blue or black, white, red. Back in a minute. Same exact mistake over there. Nice. See, it's coming down at least 1 there, so that's a reasonable spot. That's not a reasonable spot. It's probably a reasonable spot. Awkward fighting ground. Always annoying when they spawn on top. 59 is not okay. 63 is barely alright. Could bring one more archer because I just don't have the front line. I could bring Billy, and this could be Billy's last dance. I wanted to build me a bow though. Some beatings in here. It's a bit weird when it plays the clips from different games, but all right, let's pull this apart for a second because this is we can make that decision in a second. But the other one I want to look at is if we don't play our win condition, if we don't play the best card in sealed, what does our deck look like? So if we're playing red-green, splashing something else, what does it look like? I'll be doing another set review. I will be doing another set review. My voice has been not good enough to do that up till now. So in the near future, we will do a set review. Amusingly, this deck I think is still better than the last deck we ran. I think we can build 2 decks out of this if we wanted to. We'd probably splash black for that, plus that. Maybe the crocodile. Yeah, amusingly, I think this deck is still better than the last deck we played, but this deck looks worse to me than the white-red, or the white-black, whatever deck we're playing. Okay. So we're going to play the white-black whatever deck. It's better than that deck. Hoping not to play Knight of Sorrows. I mean, maybe it's black, red, white.
A renewal. Welcome back.
I mean, these cards, I mean, it's the cards that are really pulling us towards the white portion of the multicolors. Thank you, Tragic Booty, for the resub. Welcome back. Hey, guys. How was your day? Enjoying yourselves? Playing with the new set? I love having new cards to play with. A lot of fun. Grab that Enforcer, maybe the white. I want the Priest here. Test Demise. The Priest is questionable. It's like not great, but not terrible. But we have a lot of afterlife effects. I think that looks better than the blue to me. But let's see. It's gonna be hard to have double white without the blue. So it's something like that. We'd need 3 cards out. I think Flames of the Raised Boar combined with adding 2 Rubble Belf Recluses and the ability to turn all of our 3/3s into 4/4s is going to win games. Can you imagine how powerful it would be if we have Ethereal Absolution on the board and we flames them? It will essentially have done 3 damage to all their creatures, which kills like everything in here. So do I want to play the draw cards or do I want to play the red? I think the red is stronger than the blue. I mean, there are other cards that we could play in blue. We could play Slimebind is fine. If we're not maining blue. I mean, I guess the other question is, do we main blue? Maybe we splash white and we main blue. Is that better? So we get an Essence Capture, we get the Slimebinds, we get the Sage Rose Savants, which are nice early game cards. Although I don't think they're as good as I think the Imperious Oligarchs are. So we've got that Eyes Everywhere card, which I'd like to play with. It seems okay. You ever tried out Gremlins Incorporated? I have not. Yeah, I don't think we were playing blue in this. So it's the Binding and the Insight, and I like both those cards. But I think our red is good. Skewer is about the same as Binding. Maybe a little bit worse. But Flame seems much better, and I think the Recluses are worth playing here. Okay. How many activators do I have for Flames? Sphinx, double Recluses, and then Ethereal Absolution makes like our entire deck activate. And it's still a 4 damage removal for 6 even if it's not activated. So. Alright, so we're getting rid of blue. We actually have more guild gates in black and red than we do in blue anyways, so it's not too bad. Do we have enough early game creatures? 5/2s, yep. Do we have 3s? 1, 2, 3. 3 cards over. Cards most likely to get cut right now are the Grudian. Maybe the Daggercaster. The colors. The Griffin's going to be a little tricky to cast on double white, although we have a fair amount of fixing. We just may not need Ill-Got Inheritance. I'd probably rather use Ethereal Absolution for reach. Well, not probably rather. This card is a better card than that card. We may not need Dead Rebels for reach. A little bit light on air blockers. So maybe if we play enough white sources, we can still play the Griffin. Which would be nice. I don't want to play Debtor's Transport. Card's bad. Sphinx is a little bit slow, but this is a 17 land deck. Even without, unfortunately, without the draw. So I think it's probably Rip Ill-Got Inheritance and... We've got a fair number of creatures we can play early that are good enough as blockers, I think. So I think we're going to cut the Grudian because I don't like it. Keep the Daggercaster. Keep the Dead Rebels. Deck looks good. We're missing cheap removal. We have the 1 Grotesque Demise. And other than that, we're creature-based removal. Guess we have Sky Tether too. Yeah, we do. Do we have Blade Brands? We do have a Blade Brand. We do have the Blade Brand plus Daggercaster combo. If we wanted to go that route. We also have a shit ton of the Afterlife creatures, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, this card is not very good is the problem. And yeah, combo's okay. I don't really need another big dumb creature at Debtor's Transport. First of all, it trades down almost always at a 5/3. There's a lot of 3 power minions. 3 power seems to be about the cutoff what you want to look for on your 3 drops. Unless they do awesome things like this. Well, if we were interested in putting in the Death Touch, which is fair, I mean, we maybe once get a Daggercaster combo with it, and oftentimes we'll get Spirit value out of it. The cards that we would have to cut are either Dead Rebels, Maybe one of the Flames or the Sphinx, but the Sphinx has been very good. Seems to be a win con. And the Flames, I think, are going to be very good in this deck if we can hit our land drops. By the way, do we have an accelerant at all? We could run an Orzhov Locket if we wanted. Just keep that in mind. There's not a Rakdos Locket, right? No. We maybe could get rid of the Plague White. We're not really trying to kill them super early. That's an aggressive creature. It's not a very good blocker. This card might be too greedy. We may not need it. I've played this twice now, and both times it's underperformed for me. But we're short on removal. Rest of it looks very good. This card is better with the higher removal deck, but I still think it's good enough for we're going to play it. So we need 2 of these out. I guess I'm looking at Plague White as not being particularly good for this deck. And there is some real benefit to ramping with the Locket. We have a pretty heavy top end. I think left to my own devices, what's the creature count right now? 15. We have good quality creatures. They're all afterlife creatures. Bringing them back is really powerful. ETBs and death rattles, basically. I think if there's ever a deck for this, it's this deck. But do we just need the extra removal from Bladebrand? I would love to Daggercaster plus Bladebrand them. I think that would be awesome. Is there an argument for getting rid of the Locket? I feel like we probably want it. What do you think, chat? Of these 3 cards, which one would you cut? You like the Priest a lot? It hasn't been very good for me, but I haven't had a deck with this much Afterlife in it yet. The problem with this Priest is, unlike Whisper, you can't sacrifice yourself with this Priest, which is a big fucking issue. Which means you do need 2 other creatures on the board. And the way that Sealed works is it tends to be a lot of trading off. Does Bladebrand plus Daggercaster even work? Yes. It also, and it's not, we're not just including this for the Bladebrand, or the Daggercaster rather. We're including this for the 1,000,000 spirit tokens we have. Must I cut? Yes, I'm at 41. I need to go down to 40. So, you see the curve again. Sure. Yeah, I'm leaning, I think I want the Locket. I'm leaning between the Priest and the Bladebrand. It's an interesting ability. Draw a card. I mean, you sack a creature, you sack 2 creatures, they sack a creature. It's not a kill card. You don't choose a creature. So if they have a bunch of creatures, it's particularly bad. You're always getting their worst creature, in other words. You can do it post blocks, which is good with spirits, but not so great for drawing, for adding the 2 black mana if you're doing it on their phase. But Bladebrand is often a dead card. But then again, so is Priest. It can't block and it can't attack. So a lot of times it's also a dead card. Alright, let's try the Priest out. Let's see how Bladebrand performs. We can always reevaluate. Okay, so we are white, black, splashing red. We have too many red cards, too many red mana sources in here right now. There's 6. I think we're going to go to at least 5, possibly 4. So what is this now? 7 white. That's definitely not enough. How many black? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 black. 9 black's enough, though. 9 black, 8 white, 5 red. Do we go to 4 red? Could go 9, 9, 4. Should be pretty nice. Do we need 9 white sources? We have a Forbidding Spirit and a Senate Griffin. All right. 9. 9, 4. Okay. Oh, really? It's 10, 10, 4. I wish this was a Rakdos Locket. Do I need 10, 10, 4? Can I go 9, 10, 5? What do we cut? White or black? Black. All right. How long till draft opens? 2 hours and 46 minutes. Okay. All right, let's do it. Oh, we need to name it and image it. What's the image? All right. Could I cut a land because the locket can keep both the brand and the priest? The curve is too high for that, I think. I've got multiple 6s and a 7 that I want to play.